Hi, I'm Janice Kim. I don't have time to explain why I'm wearing a towel right now, but I thought I would show you, without further ado, the first four moves of the game. At the beginning of the game, there are four empty corners, and regardless of who plays first, if you want, you can get two of them. They are the most urgent places to play. Urgent and big are used interchangeably, but they do have specific meanings. Means usually it can be the biggest move, but because there is an issue of the order of play in a positional game, you will not be able to get to certain positions if you change the order of play and don't play the most urgent move first. I decided to approach this game as if I had no previous knowledge of anything specific, but some very general ideas about how to play this strategic game and try to play in a way that made sense to me specifically. This is likely to be from the point of view of logical abstraction. And in future episodes, I'll explain the tell. I was playing black. There is a 7.5 point Komi. And that meant to me that because we are alternating moves and attempting to surround area, that I'm giving white 7.5 points right now, but at the end of the game. So right there, we have an issue about the order of play, because territory on the board will have an impact on the rest of it. But this is abstract points that can never be exchanged. They can't be traded. They can't be lost. Therefore, it's not the same to just imagine that black can keep a balance, because as we saw with four empty corners, the board will be equal at the end of four moves, regardless of who plays first. And that's why I played here. My thinking went like this, and I was reading three moves ahead in this case, and I'm saying those were the three moves that I wanted to play. If I take two of the corners and then I use Sente or the initiative or my turn to play and put it on a place on the board where I'm inarguably ahead, it doesn't matter that there was a place where I could have gained more potential, either solid territory or if this is an advantage, it should be an advantage. So I have made my advantage in Sente something concrete. In other words, there was only one center point, and it was my turn, and I played it. So what if I did it first? Now white has an option. In the game, if white played here, and then I played here, this would be the picture that I wanted to see. And I wanted the diagonal axis rather than only running along the east or the west of the board. If I play it first, white could have done this. And now I am only able to confine my moves to this area. So the order was important in that it gave white an option. If I play first, white has no option. White must take the last point of these 4 urgent first moves. Of course, white could do something to approach, but black has already played the initial move in a corner, which would be an advantage. So in this case, by very deliberately playing in a certain order, I can achieve the picture that I want, which in this case was nothing more than theoretical. I want to have the maximum space that I can, which would be the diagonal. And I want to make sure I get that diagonal. And if I play the last point first, and white is looking at that picture too, then I'll get to the same place, and it may not look like there is any difference, particularly if white is trying to get to a picture without understanding the order of play and urgency, just like in Joseki. So that's why it's not necessary to know Joseki or anything specific about the picture that you want to get to. You can work it out strategically in your mind, what you want to do. And that's what I hope to do in this game that I'm going to show you. This is the first segment. I am going to do it in multiple segments, potentially dozens, because I'm going to be playing this game as if I am approaching it strictly from an abstract logical point of view that anyone can follow. It might be difficult to follow because it would require a lot of thought. These aren't necessarily common sense things. For example, asking, does it matter what order it is? No, not if white also wants to get to that picture. And white may want to. I really need to explain about the towel, but I will do that later. For now, welcome to Winning with Nothing.